Hey y'all, I'm excited to walk you through a box opening of the debut product of Trials of the Eldar. This is The Fight Begins, set 1 of this expandable card game available on the Game Crafter. Opening up the really pretty leather textured cardboard box, we can see that we have a couple big bricks of cards in here and then a whole lot of non-card components. There are 216 cards in total, so 2 big stacks of them, including both the hero cards that you see on the front and non-hero cards, which have the same card back that I just showed there. Also in the box, you get a couple of D20 dice to keep track of your hero's HP. And you get a big giant stack of various punch-out chipboard tokens. There are big ones and small ones. They're laser cut, which is awesome, really high quality and sturdy. It does mean they have a little bit of a campfire smell and some soot on them, but that goes away after a little while. Just something you should be aware of when you open these up. The last thing in the box, besides the cards, dice, and punch-out chits, is the guidebook, which is both rules and also helpful reminders on how to play the game, both when you're first getting started and when you're teaching somebody new, or just when you need a refresher for yourself. Overall, a really beautiful set of components in this box. Now let's take a closer look at some of the cards, and then we'll look at the non-card components in here. As I mentioned, there are 216 total cards. It's 36 cards of each of the 6 classes, which I've divided out here. 2 of those 36 cards are the hero cards. Take a look at those. There are 12 in total, 2 for each class. The hero cards are all horizontally oriented, so they're really different and distinct from all the other cards in the game. They are memorable characters with awesome artwork and cool abilities. Really nice colors on the cards too. I just think that these hero cards look really nice, and you can flip them over to see the full art of the hero portrait on the back. Because these cards never go in your deck, they don't need the normal card back, so I figured why not use that real estate to show off this awesome artwork by 12 different amazing, talented artists. Besides the 12 heroes, we have the remaining 34 cards from each of the 6 classes, rounding out the 36 cards per class. These cards are vertically oriented, distinguishing them from the hero cards. There are equipment cards like the one you see on the front there with the art on the bottom, and non-equipment cards or action cards have the art on the top. So we've got top art, bottom art, and side art for the heroes. A lot of variety in these cards. You can see some of that variety here. Take another look at some of these. I really love the Paladin class cards, especially the blue pops against the orange. A lot of the artists use that strategy to make some really, really stunning art. The card back, which was done by Tam Lawrence, a great friend of mine, looks amazing, really pretty, definitely evokes that sort of ancient, powerful magic feeling of this game. Moving on to the non-card components, we'll first take a look at the small tokens. There's a set of small tokens and also a set of big ones. Opening these up, I can definitely smell that campfire smell a little bit. Looking closely, we can see really good print quality, and on the back there you saw a little bit of that soot. If I punch one of these out and we look a little bit more closely at it, you can see that there is a pretty noticeable amount of that black soot on the sides that you'll have to wipe away. Let's just see how much I can get off on my thumb here. So a little bit of it wipes away right off the bat, and it's enough to stain your skin for a second. Easy to wipe off. You could use a paper towel or just your skin like I did there, and within a couple of uses all that soot will be gone. There are a ton of these. You get various status counters as well as a bunch of focus tokens. And then we also have the large punch-outs. These are for things that don't directly go on your cards. So you don't need to put them on top of a card, and therefore they can be a little bit bigger. You're going to use these a lot. This is the action token or the stamina token that you use to indicate when a hero is refreshed or exhausted, so you can flip it over to the gray face. You can see how they're going to interact with the hero. You can put a status token on the hero put the stamina token next to them, flip it over when they're exhausted, flip it back when they're refreshed. So because that doesn't go on top of the hero, it can be a little bit bigger. We also have some other game objects like the glory tokens. Glory is the win condition of the game. These are nice little Nike laurel wreath. This one's the same image on both sides. It doesn't need to flip over. And your goal is to get 3 of these to win. If you get 3, you win. If your opponent gets 3, they win. So there are 5 in total. And you're going to fight over these, and the first person to get 3 is the winner of the match. I think these look really great. And the last kind of token, also pretty psyched about how these came out. They are the round counters. Every match of Trials is 7 rounds long. And so you get 7 counters that can keep track of what round it is, flipping them face down when the round hasn't happened yet, and then 1 round at a time, flip them face up to the copper face as the match progresses. A fun thing to have sitting in the middle of the table between you and your opponent, and you watch the clock tick up as the match goes on and you approach that final round. Dice are pretty straightforward. I think everybody loves to get a couple more dice, especially D20s. You can roll one of these to decide who goes first if you want. And here's a nice little setup of what a hero might look like with all these components associated. Here Kieran has a couple of focus and action token. Last thing to look at, the rulebook and gameplay guide. 20 pages long, all kinds of good content. There's some extra content that didn't fit in the 20-page book that you can find for free online. But the 20-page booklet will have all the information that you need to play through the game, as well as get introduced to the characters, the classes, the different card types. Fully illustrated, tons of examples. Here you can see the battlefield, or the playing field, with all those components that we just looked at before, shown as a diagram so you can be reminded of how exactly they all interact. You get some cool close-ups of heroes in here as well. Saw Zakir there, here's May. Love this artwork for Reckless Charge by Stenio Campoyo. On page 18 and 19 in here, you also get some example deck lists. There are 6 in total. These are not the most powerful possible decks. These are meant to be introductions. A great way to kick things off. On the back, this is probably the most important page of the guidebook. This is a quick reference that helps you get familiarized with the goal of the game, how to get the game started, and how to play it. The startup guide refers to a little bit more information that's on page 16 in the guidebook. And then here on the right, the round summary tells you all the things that happen in each of the 7 rounds of a match. And that's covered in more detail here on this page, page 17. The back cover and page 17 together are probably going to be your guiding light, your sort of compass for getting used to the game at the beginning. With that, we've rounded out all the components. We can take a look at them here. Really beautiful set of cards, tokens, guidebook, dice. I'm just really excited to finally have my hands on these as actual cards and objects. No more imagining what it could be like, but actually doing it with my own hands, showing my friends, playing games. This is not meant to be some keep it on the shelf collectible. It's a game. I want you to play with it, show people, have a good time. I hope that you found this video exciting and helpful. I hope that you're as psyched as I am about this product, this really fun game. Definitely share it. Definitely share this video. If you have any questions, always hit me up, and best of luck as you start to play Trials of the Eldar for yourself. May you find favor in the eyes of the old gods.